Hi guys, my name is Lili Salira and today I would like to share my experience with the Vipassana meditation. Vipassana meditation, usually it's a silent retreat where you are practicing concentration meditation for um, 6 to 8 hours every day. And in the United States, for example, there is a centers that called Goenka meditation centers. And a Goenka is the person who invented this type of a meditation. I mean, he didn't really invented it. It's very old and well-known practice in Buddhism, but he actually helped to spread around that practice. And I did not heard anything about it till 3 years ago. And 3 years ago, I was in a crisis, like personal crisis, and my world was just like crumbling, and I didn't know what to do with myself. Um, Back then, I was in Russia visiting my family, and of course, like that situation happened because of my family, which is as when it happened, I was quite sad, but now looking back, I think it's not great, but I very appreciate that experience, because if that wouldn't be happening, I would never get to the point that exploring Buddhism and self-exploration techniques. So that's actually, as bad as it was in the moment, give me this push that helped me to went in the right direction in my life. So I was in Russia. I just came back from United States after living here for like I think 6 years, and I was hoping to find a job in Russia, and online job, and just see and stay and see if I like it there or not anymore. So I was in St. Petersburg at the moment, and I had this interview from the company, American company, and they made a chatbot for Facebook, and the founder was Russian. So that lady, she sent me, the HR lady sent me the invitation, and she said that before the interview, I should just go ahead and search some information about the company. And so I did. I Googled the company, and I found that interview with the founder. And the founder's name is Dmitry Dumik. He is well known in the Russian community in the Silicon Valley, and now he is a spiritual teacher. But at the moment, and it was again 3 years ago, there was this interview with him that he was talking about his experience of Vipassana meditation. And I was like, well, okay, I was in search of information about the company. But when I heard that from him, from that interview, I started researching what is it, the Vipassana meditation. And turned out that this is a silent retreat, and I was like, wow, that's actually cool, because at the moment I did not wanted to see anybody or talk to anyone, because I was kind of processing my own drama. And the worth of it, I just didn't know what else to do. It's like I was searching for a job, but more of a like if I find it, I'll find it. But honestly, I was so lost at that moment. And when I heard that his experience that he was talking about, that Vipassana meditation, I immediately just started Googling it. And turned out, and it was end of November, like around December of 2021. And at that moment, I found that teacher who was saying that he will have a Vipassana meditation in a retreat center. And it was in January of 2022. And I was like, wow, that's insane. That's right around the corner. And so I had only like 3 weeks before that. And since I didn't know what else to do with myself, I just signed up. I paid money, for 10 days with all the food and the lodging. It was pretty reasonable amount. I think it was around $400 or $500. and it was I had to travel to the south of Russia for that, and that was also fine with me because I didn't have any other plans. Yeah, and I signed up and I paid for it right away. I just felt that this is the right thing to do. I couldn't explain it to anybody. I mean, that was over a New Year's Eve, and all my friends, they were like, "Oh yeah, come over. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna, like celebrate." And I was like, "This is the last thing I wanted to do. The last thing I wanted to do right now is to drink, celebrate, or socialize." And of course, getting back to my interview, I didn't get a job, but I think the main purpose of this interview was for me to find this information about Vipassana. Yeah, so I told my friends that I'm going to go and meditate somewhere in a forest for 10 days in a silence. They thought that I'm completely nuts, but I didn't even tell my relatives because if my friends were kind of wondering about it, my relatives wouldn't understand it at all. So I went back home, packed my stuff, and left. And I came to that city a little earlier, just to explore around. And I've been there like I think 1 week before the retreat started, and I was scared. Honestly, I was terrified. For me, at that moment, it was just a jump from the cliff. That's how it felt. And I was scared because I wasn't sure that with my current state of mind, that I will handle it well. So I was afraid that I'm gonna lose my mind. I was afraid that I won't be able to handle 10 days of, not the 10 days of silence. 10 days of silence is like nothing for me. I'm used to it. But the idea that you have to sit and meditate for 8 hours, and then there was a yoga for 2 hours a day. There was a vegetarian menu. Twice a day they fed us. So it was an experience, but I even I was scared, even I didn't know what exactly I'm gonna get from it. I did that step forward, and I paid for it right away, as I said, because I didn't want to have doubts about it and pull out. So that was done. And they told us that in the beginning of the retreat, we are not going to use the cell phones or laptops. So I did told my family and my friends that they won't be able to reach me for 11 days, I think 10, 11 days. And I did brought with me a book. And what kind of book it was? It was a book about Buddhism, very, very basic stuff. Because before I knew a lot about like Islam and Christianity and Judaism, but I never experienced anything about Buddhism before. I wasn't into yoga. I wasn't into I didn't meditate at the moment. So yeah, I brought this book with me and had begun. So there was we had it nice. We had a nice retreat center. We have rooms. In each room there was 3 girls, and like boys and girls, like men and women were in a separate rooms. And I had 2 other women, young women, with me. And we were not supposed to talk with each other for like 10 days. So when we just came, we got to know each other, pick the places, which bed everybody wants. And we created the schedule because we had only 1 bathroom, and we have to like be at the retreat center at 5:30. So we did the schedule who goes to the shower first. So I was the last one because I just like to sleep. Anyways, yeah, and we had a big room with all the yoga mats and props and all other stuff. And it was about 35 to 40 people, I think, in this room, the people who came for this practice. And there was a teacher. Pavel Konarovsky was the teacher, and there was Olga and Ray, 2 more people who helped him. One of them in charge of yoga classes, and Olga was in charge of certain meditations. And the first days, like, oh, it was so exciting and so new. I kind of immediately forgot about my problems. I mean, I didn't forget about them. It's more of you're just learning something new, and it takes all your attention, so you don't even have time to ruminate on it. And how it was structured, every morning we were there at 5:30. Then at 5:30 we would have yoga for an hour, and then at 6:30 we start meditating. And our meditation sessions were 2 hours each, but not straight. So the way they did it is you concentrate for 25 minutes, and then they stop it and you can take a break. Because honestly, no one able to, like, I don't know anybody, I didn't know that, I don't know what now, who would be able to concentrate longer than 25 minutes. It's turned out to be incredibly hard. Incredibly. It's like you sitting there trying to concentrate on the end of your nose, trying to put all your intention there, trying to breathe, trying to watch your breath, and your mind is like constantly slipping into some type of a conversation. There is a music playing in your head. There's like so much going on. And that was the moment when I realized that I don't own myself. I am not in charge, and I cannot stop my brain from making me crazy, from going nuts. During this first few days, my body hurt it like you couldn't believe, because I'm like, I have scoliosis, so it's hard for me to sit straight. I had so many props around me just to like try to, help myself with that. And I still, like, every time after 25-minute sessions, I had to get up and like walk around, because my body was just, that was super hard. And the worst of it was my mind. I had this spinning thoughts that goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And I was so disappointed at myself because I couldn't do anything about it. I was helpless. I was helpless inside of my own body. And that was one of the first breakthrough thought. To understand, to change the way things are, you have to first understand what's wrong with you. And sitting there, I realized that the main problem with me is that I'm not in charge. And if I'm not in charge, who is? Anyways, I'll get to it later. Besides the sitting meditation, we did have a meditation on a picture. So I had this picture that I picked from a bunch of them. It was a mountain, and you're supposed to put it on a wall and look at the picture, and then close your eyes, and inside of your imagination you should replicate the picture with the very little accents, with everything that's on it. And so for an hour a day, we did that. So, and then we had bunch of, as I said, yoga. We had special techniques that helps your vision, that help to balance your hormones. Overall, it was super packed. Our schedule was kind of insane. So we did the first round of yoga and meditation. Then we went for breakfast, where we had the special treat food, all vegetarian. And then even like during you taking your meal, you have to do a certain practice, which is kind of cool. I will explain it in my next video, because I don't want it to be just too full. So, and then after that, we did had a walking meditation, that you just go and walk around the retreat center area and concentrate on your feet. Then after that, we did have like an hour of free time, And then we go back to the sitting meditation, to the meditation on picture, and then dinner, and then lecture. And at night there was a lecture where our teacher was answering the questions, and you can't ask it because you're not supposed to talk, so you write it down on a piece of paper and give it to him, and he'll read it and answer it if you like him. So yeah, and that was for 10 days. And the first day was kind of exciting. The second, third, and fourth day was hardest ones because of the disappointment, that you cannot concentrate even for a minute. And it was, yeah. So besides that, as I said, like, not talking wasn't my problem at all. We had some people in a group that, you know, you can, like, when you want to walk in meditation, you can hear them, like they go like somewhere to smoke or talk on the phone or something else. So there were people like cheating in a even in a spiritual in a spiritual retreat, but oh well, you know. So food was very nice. I actually enjoyed not having meat for 10 days, and it was easy. It was very well, they know how to cook, I would say. Like, I would probably, I'm not able to cook as well for the vegetarian food as they did. So yeah, I would say that was it was a hard experience, but it's absolutely doable. And I have a very strong willpower, so for me, I can push myself, I can make myself do things. It's not a problem. So the one of the results after this practice was that I knew, like, I now know that about me. So before, I always thought of myself like somebody who's not very, I was like, I don't have many abilities to, you know, to do things like that. But then after that, I do have like a lot of respect to myself, and I know what I'm capable of. And that was a big the big point, one that I actually really enjoyed. The another one was that I don't own my mind. I cannot stop my brain from doing its thing. And the main thing that happened, and the main thing why I think it was incredible experience for me, I found this part of me that it's called observer in the spiritual world. Observer is the person, the essence of your soul, that who can see everything what happened from outside. Kind of, it's like an outside perspective inside of yourself. And because I actually, the observer was literally born on that Vipassana meditation. I did not have it before, and this is something that helped me on my spiritual journey. It's actually, since I got that part of me in charge of my, you know, my life now, I can say that since then my therapy went 100% more effective. Everything that I do is more effective now. I understand why am I doing things. I start being more conscious about things. Like, it's used to be, for example, I will end up doing stupid shit, and then I was like, I don't know why I did it. Now I still do stupid shit sometimes, but at least now I understand why and which part inside of me wanted to be done. And when you can separate yourself on different subconscious beings, and you can put it back together and create your unique self. Before it was just the pieces, and now, after being like having that observer, I was able to separate them, first of all, to understand them separately, and then put them back together. And I think this ability helped me to create myself the way I am now. So about my brain going nuts in the first 4 days, that was so scary, it was even funny. I had like songs from 30 years away that comes up back to my brain and playing that all day. So you're just sitting there trying to concentrate, and here's your brain like telling you stories, uh, singing you songs. And I was like, I don't even remember that song. I don't remember that song, but here my brain is like so bored playing that. And then you remember I was remembering the situations and conversations and that I did have like long time ago, and my brain was replaying them to me just to like entertain itself. And actually, the way I make this video right now, because I just signed up for the course, it's called the concentration with one of the teachers that I really like. She's really great. She went through several Vipassanas. So after a while, like it's been 3 years since I've been on Vipassana, and now I can feel like my concentration is not as good anymore. So I can concentrate for about 4 minutes, and this is actually a lot. Normally, the people who try to concentrate cannot even keep their mind quiet for 40 seconds. And a lot of people will say, oh, I have ADHD, I'm not able to concentrate at all. I mean, this is a muscle. Like after Vipassana meditation, I know for sure the ability to concentrate, it's a muscle. It's the same as you going to the gym and you start picking up the weight, like start from 10 pounds, then you go to 15, then you go to 20. The same with the concentration. You start with 10 seconds, and hopefully in a month or two, you'll get back to like 4 or 5 minutes. And when you concentrate and do it constantly, you would have that sub personality observer. And when you will have an observer, your life will change, and I'll guarantee you 100%. So that was it for this video. Let me know, guys, in the comments below if you have any questions about Vipassana meditations. And I have so much impressions from it. I can talk about it for hours. So hopefully in the next video I will let you guys in more detail about certain techniques that I found very helpful. And the spoiler alert, during that Vipassana meditation retreat, something happened to me that brought me all the way to Tibet. And I will tell you guys all about it in the next video. Thank you for watching. My name is Lilia Salira. We'll see you in the next time.